Welcome back to Cooking with Dawn. Although today we're not cooking here at Lake Wabisa Bible Camp, we're making dirt pudding, a fun summer camp dessert favorite that any camper could make themselves. Of course, at camp I use a giant bag of instant pudding mix, or 2 or 3, depending on how many I'm making, and gallons of milk. But for home, you just choose an instant pudding mix. I use Jell-O brand because that happens to be gluten-free. Follow the instructions on the package to make the Jell-O pudding mix. So this one takes 3 cups of milk. Add my chocolate pudding, of course, since it's dirt, I want to have chocolate. And then I'm just going to whisk that, in this case, for a couple minutes till it's well incorporated. At camp I use the big giant mixer to make as much as possible, and then put it into a pitcher actually in order to get it into my cups. I like to use these clear punch cups if I can because it's fun to see the dirt down underneath. So once you have your pudding mix well incorporated, you're going to pour it into your dishes and then allow it to set a little bit, usually 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to fill these about half to 3/4 of the way up and stick them in the fridge for just a couple minutes. Okay, so while my pudding is getting set, I'm going to make the dirt to sprinkle on the top, the crumbles. We use Oreos. The gluten-free double stuff are the best, both for eating and for crumbles on gluten-free dirt pudding. I use a food processor. I'm adding some that I already prepared and a few more. I just dump the cookies into the food processor because we usually are making such big quantities. You can also do the old standby, put them in a plastic bag and crush them up. Of course, it doesn't matter if you have chunks of dirt on the top because dirt is not always perfectly crumbled. Once that's ready, I usually take the container or I'll pour it into a bowl and be ready to sprinkle this on the top of my dirt pudding. So now I've got my cookie crumbles. I've got my gummy worms. Now these are Kroger gummy worms. They're a maybe gluten-free, but if you use Albanese or Black Forest gummy worms, you'll be sure that they're gluten-free for today. So let's get our pudding out of the fridge and finish it off. All right, welcome back. The pudding is ready and I've got my gummy worms. So I'm gonna put 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 in each cup. Whatever you think works for your family. Usually push them down in so maybe just a little head shows at the top. You can get creative on how you design your gummy worms. There will always be someone that wants to be sure they get a red gummy worm. Once they're down in there, you take about a tablespoon and sprinkle that on top. And there you go. Dirt pudding. If you have dirt topping left over, just put it in a Ziploc bag, keep it for next time, or use it for the crust on a pudding pie or some other kind of a pie or dessert. All right, campers, that's dirt pudding. Show your parents how to make it. Yum.